Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ian from MaddenSchool.com. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to absolutely destroy the man coverage that's so common in Madden 21. Cover 1, cover 2 man. Basically, people love to run man coverage this year just because zone is so terrible. And man does do a pretty good job of stopping most things if you know what you're doing. But with this new concept we're releasing today, the bubble screen concept is what I'm calling it, you're just absolutely going to destroy it. I'm going to go over this in a bunch of detail here, so stick with me, and then I'm going to show you how to do it to both sides of the screen, so you can do it to the left side or the right side. But basically, if you do it right, you should get guys absolutely wide open and make man coverage basically unusable. The benefit of this play as well is that it'll work against pretty much any zone coverage as well, as long as your opponent isn't using hard flats or setting his zone depths to like 0 or 5. But mainly we're calling this to get our opponent out of cover 1. So we are in the New York Jets offensive playbook. The formation is gun empty Y slot, and the play is bubble screen. What we're going to do is we're going to motion this X or square receiver to the inside. We're just going to throw it to this wide triangle receiver, but I want you to notice the two cornerbacks over our receivers on the left. I'll take you into the replay to show you more in detail, but just keep your eye on them when I snap this ball. You're going to see there that they kind of stop for a second, and sometimes they'll stop for a lot longer than that. So let me run it one more time quickly. It's about 50-50 for how long they stop, but sometimes they'll stop so long that you can just catch it and run 30 yards downfield. So that's more of what we're looking for, something like that, where they just kind of stop and do absolutely nothing. And when that happens, I'm going to show you how open this guy is. Let me take you into the replay. So let's zoom out a little bit. We're going to be looking for this cornerback here and this cornerback there. Let me just go ahead and run through it here. You can see this cornerback right here is just standing there, and this cornerback is going to run like over here for whatever reason. So then as we kind of progress through this play, we lead pass it out here somewhere, and then we want to rack catch that. So we catch it in stride. That wasn't a great throw. Usually it'll lead him a little bit more, and then we just have this whole area of the field to work with. And if you have your fastest receiver there, usually you can burn them for 50 yards before anyone can make a tackle, especially if they're in like a cover 1 or something like that. Cover 2, you're going to have that safety who's probably 20 yards deep, and so you might be able to get 15 yards before they stop you. Now the great part about this play, what I haven't shown you yet here, is you do the same thing over here, you motion them in. But now, what I want you to notice is I want you to take a look at this guy here. Let me just go ahead and run it through here. He does the exact same thing. And so you have the same concept to the right side of the field. If you have your running back, maybe he has like jukebox, or you have an elite running back. If you make one guy miss, you have a touchdown. So let me go to the replay again. This time we're looking at this cornerback here. We zoom out so you can get the full view. These two guys kind of crash the quarterback for whatever reason. Let me show it to you in the replay. They kind of take themselves out of the play, and then we have this whole area to work with there. And the great thing about this play is you do it to either side, so they can't, whatever side they use her, you just go to the other side. If they start putting, going to zones, it'll still work against most zones except for hard flats. But if your opponent is playing hard flats in Madden 21, then you've absolutely won the game. Because if he's playing hard flats, he's in zone, and he has nobody to cover like corners or any other sort of decent route, deep out routes, deep corner routes. And if he's in hard flats, it's just over for him. So you can see we do have our fastest receiver there in that spot. That's important. Let me just take you into, let me just do it one more time, and then I'll take you into the how to do it against different zones. So let's go over. First, we'll do like a cover 2. So again, gun empty Y slot, plays bubble screen. And I want to call this against man-to-man defense if I know it's coming. but it will still work against any zone defense as long as they're not in hard flats. So if I know zone defense is coming, I'm not going to want to motion this guy in, but you still can. It's just not going to work the exact same. You'll want to go to the right if you notice this. So you kind of look to the left at first, and you can see that the zone's all over it. So you make your throw to the right. As long as the guy makes his block, you're fine. Let me show that to you again. We're going to disregard the left here. You can see it's usually about 5 or 10 yards. If he holds that block a little longer, it's about 10 yards. If he gets shed, it's about 5 yards. And then if you don't motion him in, a lot of times you can still throw this. So let me just throw that here. And you can still do that same concept. Let me go back to the replay or the cover one. You can still do the same concept without motioning him in. I just find it works a little better if you do motion him in. But against man-to-man defense, even without motioning him, it's going to work fine. So let me just find like a common man-to-man defense. Let's do cover 2-man this time. So let's just say you keep him there. You don't motion him. You can still see that the guy just still stays there. And it works just the same. And you can still do it to the other side as well. And the thing is that you can form a whole scheme out of this, and I might actually go over this in future tips, kind of start forming a whole scheme out of this offense with the motions. That you have kind of a cool little, when you motion them in, you have a cool little bunch kind of over here with just the two guys, so it's a little tight formation that you can do a lot of stuff with from this formation. You also have a really good quarterback draw. If you have like a Lamar Jackson, an ultimate team, or if you're in franchise mode and you have a decently fast quarterback, this draw can absolutely get yards as well. So I'll probably go over that in future videos, so be on the lookout for that. And we've got our first Madden 21 offensive and defensive ebooks out now, so make sure to join Madden School Unlimited if you're looking to take your game to the next level this year. So hope you guys enjoyed today's free tip. Until next time, take care.